This is LGBTQ rapper Carnage all the way from London, and you're listening to Same Sex Dialogue with K-Town and Kim Style.
Are you ready? Sit down and turn off the TV because it's time for the Same Sex Dialogue podcast, where you'll hear the most entertaining discussions about gay topics, current events, and news. We bring you the very best of the LGBT community and its supporters. And guess what? Today we have a special guest just for you. Now here are your hosts, K-Town and the super sexy fashionista herself, Kim Style.
Hey, it's Kim Style.
And this is K-Town.
Welcome back to season 2. This is episode 31, and we have missed you.
Yes, we have. We've been anticipating this day and so happy to be back.
Right in the middle of Gay Pride Month. Oh my gosh. It's my favorite month of the year.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Besides my birthday month and besides Christmas and besides Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving, this is my favorite month. Yeah.
You're so funny, babe. It's the honest truth, though. We really look forward to this month because it's just fun.
Yeah.
Every day. We're always trying to find something to do involving gay pride, and you are preparing for this at the beginning of January.
I'm watching every calorie that crosses my lips, of course.
Yeah, but this is going to be an exciting season. We have so many things that we have had our hands in and trying to bring to you guys who will not believe what we have in the works. We can't talk about it right now, but
you have to stay tuned to find out.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So we getting ready to turn it up a notch. And then, oh, wait a minute. Before we get into the show.
Yes.
Kim and I actually went out, had a little daytime date.
Yes.
And we were driving around town and kind of just trying to find a little place to eat. You wanted to go to, what's the name of the place we was actually looking for?
I wanted to go to Pete's Coffee Shop downtown on, off of Market Square, and of course we were late and it was closed. No, actually it was closed on Sunday.
Closed on Sunday, yeah. But it's all right. It was closed on Sunday.
Yes. So we just took a little Sunday drive.
Yeah.
And we found the neatest place. We have to get out more often. We have to start getting out more often.
Yeah, because Knoxville has like little I don't know what you call them, like
the
little
Beer
places that are
Works
kind
place
of
popping
off the
up.
grid. It's a lot of little craft beer places that are, popping up all over Knoxville. And also we've seen the little neat coffee. No, it's not coffee, but it was a donut shop, right?
Maker's
I'm going
Donuts
there.
or something. Oh my gosh!
I'm going there.
If you're ever missing, I'm going to go to the donut. Is it Maker's Donuts?
Donut Makers, yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
and
the coolest place we found was what I thought. It's not Bob Marley's, but it's Bar Marley's.
Yeah, Bar Marley. Yeah, cool.
Actually, that looks like a place you would see in Atlanta.
I thought it was neat. It was just neat, and it's weird how we found that. We're just sitting at the light, and you see that little,
the lady, and I use that term loosely, on top of it looks like a blow up doll on the roof.
Yeah,
and
he was like, "What is that?"
And this place is like a bright neon blue.
Yeah. So we go down through there, and we see the donut shop, which we had never seen before.
No.
And we go look at Bar Marley, and it's a unique place, neat, and we're definitely going there.
Graffiti all over over the side of the walls.
Yeah, but you had heard that. Your friend tried to tell you about it.
Yeah, but I thought they were saying Bob Marley, but they were saying Bar Marley.
Yeah, Bar Marley. Yeah, neat.
Can't wait to go there. We're going there Friday.
We're going. And the other beer spot we found was
something Bastard.
Yeah. Crafty Bastard.
Yeah, Crafty Bastard.
Crafty Bastard right up the street.
What a cool name. I'm actually surprised that Knox Vegas let them name that. Yeah. You know how conservative everyone is here.
It's neat. So I like it.
Yeah.
We had a good time today.
Yeah. With their little Sunday
We settled
drive.
on We settled on
Not
Central
settled,
Flat.
but
Not
we
settled,
we
but,
ended
you know,
up at Central Flat and Taps.
which we loved. I mean,
Ooh,
they had
their
good
food is phenomenal.
Right, they had really, really good food, so we had a good time. Then we had to take our little detour and go see our house that and it's for sale.
And we rounded the corner. There's a for sale sign in our dream home.
You guys
so,
will not believe this house is amazing.
So send donations. We're trying to guess. We are going to find out how much they're asking for it, and I'm guessing about $350,000.
It's got to be. I'd say probably about a little more than that. You know.
Well.
We said between $300,000 and $500,000.
No, guys, this is funny. I said about $500,000. I think they're going to sell it for that. And K-Town said, no, probably about $500,000. Babe, that is $500,000.
I didn't hear you. I wasn't processing what you were saying. That was funny.
It was funny. Oh my God, we should post pictures of that house.
Yeah, I will. I'll post pictures of it.
It is
you have to see
unbelievable.
I can't even believe they're actually selling this. Unreal.
I know.
Really. We have a great show with Ben Byers. We're going to be talking to him about Knoxville Pride Fest and what's going to be going on there. And we have a live show that we're going to be doing jointly with Pride 48. If you've never heard of this website, go to pride48.com. And so they're doing like a weekend long broadcast, like different LGBTQ podcasts.
Do they have any idea what they've asked for when they ask us to do a live show?
Oh,
I'll be on a stripper pole. I'll be hanging upside down in a thong and pasties. Oh, wait, is it just audio?
We're going to have fun. And so that's why
that's right.
They allowed us
that's
to do
why
it,
they
babe.
want us.
Yeah. So it's going to be on the 19th, and we'll absolutely share the time so you guys can tune in for that one. And then we have a interview with Left of Straight Radio. We don't know exactly when that's going to air, but we'll let you guys know about that. And then also the podcast awards. That is still going on.
Yay! Vote. Keep calm and vote for same-sex dialogue.
We made it. Yeah. I'm very proud, and we will forever have that little note on our website that we're nominated for that. And you guys can vote every day for us up until June 12th. Please do that. Support our show. It takes just a few minutes. Set a reminder on your phone, whatever you have to do. Vote for same-sex dialogue in the GLBT category, and that will help us, hopefully, to win that award. Be absolutely grateful. Let's see here. Also, my baby has something new going on.
I do.
You want to tell them about it?
Oh, okay. Well, in season 1, I had what was called Kim Rant, and I would just, have a rant on things that got on my nerves, such as, chip fingernail polish or rude people or,
what are you doing now?
Loud talkers. Oh, yeah, the rant's over. Okay. So in season 2, we are going to ditch that and have Kim Query. And you can go to kimquery@gmail.com and ask me anything you want. It can be personal. Well, not too personal, but, and my thing is I have to be brutally or totally honest. And actually, I know. And we have one today. So after the news, I have a Kim query. So ask me anything you want to ask me.
Please.
You just want me to be embarrassed, K-Town.
Please send in those questions. That's awesome. I love it, honey. And for anybody that is a drag queen, we will most definitely interview you. If you would like to be on the show, we would love to talk to you about what you're doing, what club you're at, how you got started, just to highlight drag queens, they love you so much, honey.
I love them too.
We will definitely help get the word out there about you and have some fun. If you want to cut up with us, go to our website, samesexdialogue.com, put in your information, and we will definitely get back with you, okay? Now, next we have the news. All right, so for the news in Tel Aviv, of all places, it says colorful dressed drag queens and bare-chested muscular men on floats partied alongside thousands of others for the LGBT community at Tel Aviv's annual Gay Pride Parade on Friday, the largest event of its kind in the Middle East.
Awesome.
200,000 people joined the festivities.
Is that like the biggest?
Yes. In the Middle East, you will not believe some of the pictures. It is spine-tingling to see this because you wouldn't think that they would be so comfortable being out and being
especially
themselves.
In the East.
Right. Even one of the tourists reported the sun is out and everybody is partying, said a German tourist. It feels good to see other countries being able to enjoy themselves, especially, over in the Middle East where it's so dangerous to actually be out. It's good to see that, the Middle East, they are partying.
Yay for
like
them.
The rest of they are doing the damn thing over there and partying and bringing it in over there. So that's good to report there. So now I think my baby has a new question, and I can't wait to hear it.
And so this was actually sent in to kimquery@gmail.com.
And here it goes.
All right. Kim, when you have the house all to yourself, what do you find yourself doing? Jamie Atkins from St. Louis.
That's not, no.
Jamie could be a male or a female.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. I graduated with a Jamie. And
I wanted something really deep and personal.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to get there. I'm actually kind of scared
goodness.
What questions may or may not come in. All right. Let's see. What do I do?
Let's see.
I have to be totally honest.
Mm-hmm.
I meditate.
Okay. Run around naked.
I run around naked. I don't have to wait till I'm home alone for that. Let's see. I take long baths. I do pedicures. I take very, very, very long naps. Sometimes 3 hours. I shoe shop online.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Since K-Town bogarts the computer, I get on the computer when I'm home alone. Let's see. And I'm on Pinterest a lot. I may make some jewelry.
Okay.
I clean and organize any and everything I can get my paws on.
Okay. All right. So
what else do I do? I cook. That's about it.
That's it? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I may make some phone calls.
Somebody needs to send in something real juicy.
Send something in nasty. Send something in really, really, really raunchy. I want to answer a raunchy question. Is what I want to do.
Oh, gosh.
And don't be scared, because I will answer it. This is gonna get juicy.
What?
I can already tell it's gonna get juicy.
It is. So please send in those questions. The deal is she has to answer them. Mm-hmm. So kimquery@gmail.com. We got that set up for
I'm
her,
checking it every day.
All right. And up with our special guest, we have Ben Byers, president of Knoxville Pride Fest. All right, so we have Ben Byers on the line for you guys, and he is actually the president of Knoxville Gay Pride. So glad to have him.
Hi, everybody.
Go, Ben.
Yeah. This is our favorite time of the year.
Yes,
and,
it is.
We wanted to have you on the show specifically to talk about your role in Gay Pride and also some of the things that are going to be happening this year. Kim is always preparing for gay. I just want you to know this. She prepares for Gay Pride probably in January.
Ben probably knows that already.
So do I.
I think you and I were separated at birth, Ben.
Well, maybe between the two of us, we can get this stuff rolling in March.
Oh, wow. So, well, let's start off by telling our listeners a little bit about who you are, because people don't even have a clue, I guess, that one person is solely responsible. Well, I know you have help, but let them know your role, your role in it, your name, and of course, what you do and how long you've been doing it.
Yep.
Right. Okay. My name's Ben Byers, and I am the president of an organization called the East Tennessee Equality Council, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that we set up largely to run Pride as an event, but also to reach out to the community and do other events and programs throughout the year, which we do. I do want to say right at the beginning that it is certainly not a one-man show. I have an amazing board of directors. It's a very working board, and we all work very, very hard to put all the events and Pride together, and I could not do it without them.
Oh,
so credit where credit's due there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been involved with Pride for about 10 years, back when Todd Kramer and what was then the Knoxville Human Rights Group kind of started running Pride. There's been several iterations of Knoxville Pride over the decades or so. This latest iteration has been going on. This will be our 11th Pride. And I got involved at that point, and then was the festival director, so I was responsible for kind of everything that happened outside of entertainment on the day of Pride, getting all the vendors and all the setup and working with the city and all that type of stuff. And I did that for several years. I don't even remember now how long I did that. This is all while Todd Kramer was president, and then a couple of years ago, Todd decided that he'd rather enjoy Pride from the VIP tent rather than setting up the VIP tent.
Right.
and passed the reins on to me. And so this will be my second year as the reigning king of Pride. And we're doing well. So
yeah.
That's kind of my story, is how I got involved. I think really people ask me, how'd you wind up here? And I said, well, I showed up for one too many meetings.
Oh.
Show up regularly with stuff, people will put you in charge of it. Or you even know what's going on. Like, oh, by the way, you're doing this. Oh, thanks.
Oh, really? Just because I showed up? Okay, good. Well,
amazing.
Yeah.
How much showing up.
Well, it certainly has grown. I mean, we can tell that it really has grown. You guys have done a phenomenal job there.
I have Ben, is there a way that you all get a head count? Do you guys actually know how many people actually show up to Pride every year?
We get an estimate largely from the Knoxville police that we contract to do our security.
Mm-hmm.
But since Knoxville Pride is free to the public, it's one of the largest free prides in the Southeast, by the way. So we don't have a super accurate head count, but we've worked really hard to keep Pride free to the public. But at any rate, the number estimates have been around 10 to 15,000 people.
Do you?
So we have a very well attended event.
Oh,
do you see that growing?
It has grown about 10% year over year since we started.
That's great. That's great.
That's
we
good.
continue to grow it. I don't know what the ceiling on that will be, but we continue to have more and more people. And obviously, I mean, it varies a little bit year to year because we are highly weather dependent.
Yeah, absolutely.
On years when the weather is beautiful and gorgeous and lots of people show up, and then other years, we get a little bit of rain here and there, and that adjusts things. But we've been very fortunate the past few years. We've had great events and huge turnout. I could not believe last year how many people were there. It felt like the place was crowded from the moment we opened the gates after the parade really till people went home, which is the first year it has stayed that densely populated the whole time, and it was amazing.
Oh.
It really was. And Kim and I actually waited until I think it was kind of late in the evening to get there, because it did rain a little bit, right? From what I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We did have one little cloud burst in the middle of the day that caused my ulcer to
Oh gosh. Okay.
didn't last long.
Yeah.
And everyone hung around and just huddled under the tents and made nice, and then it blew out, and everyone stayed.
It was
Well,
nice.
we're not waiting this year.
relax.
Yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be the first ones through the gate this year. I don't want to miss a moment of any of that yumminess. And speaking of yumminess, can you tell us about the entertainment? My favorite part this year. I know my favorite group in the whole world, Pop Rocks, is going to be there. She's already private messaged me. So tell us a little bit about the entertainment, if you can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is all public now, so feel free to share with whoever's listening.
Okay.
We've got Shelley Wright is our headliner. She's a country singer
Awesome.
who came out a few years ago and is a very, very talented performer. She's our headliner this year.
Yay.
And we have Derek Barry and Coco Montrese, two contestants from RuPaul's Drag Race. Derek was on this season. I think the other one was season 5.
Okay.
Anyway, they're going to be doing kind of a duo show.
Uh-huh.
And it's I've seen the video of this, and it's pretty impressive. So that'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be cool to see Derek as a current season contestant. So that'll be awesome.
Yes.
Then we also will have performances from the Knoxville Gay Men's Chorus and the Knoxville Opera. We'll be doing a short program for everybody. You mentioned the Pop Rocks. They'll be there, and so will Goddess and She.
Oh,
who have been to Pride
cool.
on several years and are always amazing performers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're really good. So that's great. That's a phenomenal lineup, and we do look forward to it. I wanted to ask you, now that we have you on the show, Kim and I have talked about this, but we actually love the location of Pride that, when it was in Market Square. Why did it move from Market Square to where it is currently?
The primary reason was size, that we had grown too much to fit everybody into that space. We'd started off just on Market Square when we had, 20 vendors and a couple thousand people showing up. And then over the years, we expanded that down all the way into Crouch Park, all the way down to the end. Mm-hmm. And we did that for a couple years and filled that up. We are also we're up against the farmers market, which is every Saturday morning in that same space. And the time as the farmers market was growing and we were growing, it took so long to get the farmers market setup cleared out and get our setup moved in for Pride that it was just becoming unworkable. It was a huge crowd control issue. We were having people were showing up for Pride before the farmers market had got a chance to move out, and it just became a logistical problem. And it was surely a size issue. We couldn't grow any more than we had at Market Square. We had a great run at Market Square, and it was wonderful having all the businesses along there to get food and stuff from. But in the end, the decision was made we had to move down to a larger venue, and World's Fair Park was next on the list.
Okay.
Is this actually the third year you're at World's Fair Park?
Yes, this is number 3.
Number 3. And how many years at Market Square?
8.
8 years.
Let's switch gears and talk about the part of Pride that people really, really love and look forward to, and that's the parade. From what I hear, it used to be very small, but now you guys have really grown that parade, and people look forward to it every year. Tell us the time it starts and where it actually starts on Gay Street there.
Okay. There's been a little bit of consternation this year about the start time, but we had to back it up an hour. We have been starting the parade at noon for a long time, largely, again, because of the farmers market schedule, but the parade has gotten so big that it takes longer than that to get it through from step off to the last element comes off. It takes too long. So we've had to back the parade up to start at 11. So for everyone listening, the parade starts at 11.
At 11
o'clock. Okay.
Right.
11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
You can finish up your mimosa and walk right out
How funny. 11 o'clock in the morning.
in the morning.
Okay.
That's what people ask. Is that going to be at night? I'm like,
Oh, well, these people must be living under a rock. I mean, it's always at noon, usually. Oh, that's funny.
once
Okay.
you change something, they just assume you're going crazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
The route will be very similar to last year. The parade's actually going to stage in a different lot, but that doesn't affect most people. So if you're coming to watch the parade along Gay Street from the 200 block down to, I think it's Church, and then down to World's Fair Park, just straight down that street is where the route will be. And all that, the route map and everything's on the website if anybody's like curious about exactly which, street corners and stuff that they can be on. That'll be very, very well publicized on the website. Yes, it's Clinch, not Church. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not
Gay
Church.
Street and then on to Clinch Avenue.
That's funny. That reminds me, I went to see Kathy Griffin live in concert at the live stand-up at the Tennessee Theater. And she goes, how ironic. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee at the corner of Church and Gay. That was like the first thing she said. It was so funny. But let's talk a little bit about, I know that you have events, you have like Eat Out, and you have the Next to Nothing swimwear. I'm a little familiar with that
You're very familiar with
it. Are you having all the same events this year, or has things changed? And do you have some new events? Do you have some events that are no longer working for you that, you may be kind of getting away from?
Well, fortunately, all of our events still work.
Okay.
So we're not dropping anybody off this year. So we're still having the Pride Fest picnic on June 5th. That is the longest continually running Pride event in Knoxville. It existed even before our current version of Pride started. So that's always a great event, very kid friendly. Down in Tyson Park again this year. So we want everyone to come out there. And then the next up will be the art show. So we're still doing the art auction. It'll be at the Standard again this year. I'm actually getting together with that crew tomorrow to get all of the wonderful donated art pieces together and get all that inventoried.
Awesome.
Get that ready to go. So we'll have that. I think that's June 2nd, I want to say. So much going on, I lose track. So probably like immediately here. Yeah, June 2nd.
No worries.
Okay.
I'm going to have the link on our website. No worries.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
So picnics on the 5th, I said that. And then we've got the next big event is the Next Nothing Swimwear and Underwear Show. Always very popular, especially with Kim.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
She did play a wonderful role in that a few years ago. They did a fabulous job. So we still got that event going. It's at the International again this year.
Okay.
Then the next major event is the second year of having our pre-party. We had a pre-party for the first time last year, and it was a smash. And so we decided to give it another go this year. So hopefully that'll be bigger and better. It's also at the International the Friday before Pride. It ends relatively early in the evening because a bunch of us have to be up really early the next morning. So we want you to, stay out too late Friday night. We want you back there at the park. So,
I have a quick question about that. Is there a dress code? I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Do people mostly dress up for that
You
event?
better tell her what's not allowed.
I just want to know
all of your various bits covered. That's really all it is.
So pasties and a cork will do, right?
That's fine, especially from you, Kim. You can wear. You can make it work, girl. But no, there's not a particularly formal dress code. Last year we had kind of a theme for like a 1920s era party type of thing, like Best of Hollywood. We're not doing that theme this year. So just kind of wear whatever you want to wear, whatever's comfortable that evening, whether that's, a tie and slacks or a Cork and pasties. I mean, anywhere in between, that's entirely up to our wonderful guests.
Awesome. Ben, have you found that Knoxville officials have been very, supportive of, Pride Fest growing, or have you had any pushback over the years that you know about as far as, the Pride Fest is concerned for Knoxville?
No. The city of Knoxville, the police department, the public building authority, everyone we've had to work with here has been fantastic. We get a lot of support from the special events office. They help us not only to, secure the venues and everything, but they've offered suggestions on how to get stuff done or who to talk to. And I absolutely cannot say enough about how much of a pleasure it's been to work with the city.
That's great.
When I first got into this, I was concerned there would be a lot of, bureaucracy and maybe some pushback about what the event was, but they've always been very supportive, very interested in what we're doing, and it's been great.
Well, that's so good to know, especially, with Knoxville, being in the Bible Belt. We talk about that on the podcast a lot about, and you know what, Ben, a lot of people ask us that are on our show, or if we're on another person's show, they always say, what's it like being in the Bible Belt? Don't they, Kate?
Yeah, they do. They ask us questions about that all the time.
Everyone that interviews us asks us that specific question.
I wanted to ask you as well, so for the people that are going to be traveling and coming in from out of town, what is the host hotel for Knoxville Pride this year?
The host hotel this year is the Hilton Garden Inn on campus.
On campus, okay.
The Hampton, who's been our host hotel for a few years, and they're wonderful to work with, but they're totally booked up that weekend for it.
Do you have an overflow hotel?
Trampoline. Essentially, the Hilton Garden was our overflow hotel.
Oh, it was.
So
wow.
We went with the Hilton. So, and the Hilton's a relatively new hotel. They've been great. They've got a special rate for everybody that you can still get if you go to the website until they fill up. But they're also going to waive the valet fees for people who are there for Pride, and there's a shuttle that'll run between the hotel and Knoxville Pride Fest to make it easier to get back and forth.
Okay.
A couple blocks, but there will be a shuttle to move everybody around.
Well, other than, of course, your the entertainment, do you find that a lot of people come from out of town, or is it mostly locals?
From my conversations with people, it's a pretty good blend. We get a lot of people that come in from out of town, especially once I talk to a lot of people who've been back many, many times. That they come, they have a lot of fun, and they make it a point to travel down. Some of them have friends or family here that they're coming to see and plan it all around having Pride Fest there, something to do. But we get a lot more than I ever expected, I suppose. We get people coming from out of town. We get a lot of vendors coming in from out of town, too.
That's good.
Vendors that travel across the country to set up here, which is very flattering, I guess. But
it is very flattering.
They come back here.
Yeah. Well, earlier in our conversation today, you talked about we're one of the largest free festivals in this. Did you say in the east, in the southeast, or
in the southeast?
Okay,
that we know about.
Has it ever been discussed that you might start charging for this event?
It has been discussed, especially a couple years ago when budgets were starting to get real tight, and when we had to move to World's Fair Park, it is a lot more expensive to operate Pride at World's Fair Park than it was in Market Square. There's just not as much infrastructure in place.
Okay.
But one of the guiding principles for ETEC is to keep Knoxville Pride Fest free. So we took a hard look at the budgets, we redoubled fundraising efforts, and we've managed to make it work. So I think as long as we can, we want to keep Knoxville Pride Fest free. I'm certainly, and the whole board is committed to doing that. And so far we're doing well with that. So we've adjusted to what the budget has to look like to make it work at World's Fair Park. And as we continue to build relationships with our sponsors and get that to be more of a kind of a regular thing, A lot of sponsors kind of once you get in the door and they like you and you do a good job, they're way more willing to come back and help you year after year, which is great. And I'm hopeful that a combination of those two things, the responsibility and the fundraising, will let us keep Pride free for absolutely as long as we possibly can.
Good. That's good.
That
news.
is great.
Yep.
Also, I wanted to ask you, Ben, if there was anything you wanted, our listeners to know about their opportunity to contribute to Pride Fest in ways of as far as like volunteering, that they may not know about.
Yeah. We always need volunteers. It takes a small army of people to make Pride Fest and the events leading up to Pride Fest happen. So even if you can't necessarily help out on the day of Pride, we always need volunteers for the picnic and the art show and Next to Nothing, and all that stuff all takes people. So if you're interested in getting involved with Pride, if you go to the website, there's a volunteer link. You log in there, and it'll show you all the different spots that we need help with. And so you can control what you're going to be doing and how long you're going to be doing it for. So you pick what job you want, what dates you want, and then what time you want. So if you want to get in there early and do your bit from 8 or from 10 to 12 or something, and have the rest of the day free, pick it up and sign up for that spot, and we'll be glad to have you, and it won't turn into an all-day thing. If you want to be there all day, sign up all day.
You won't
discourage anyone.
You'll make it easy for those, won't you?
Yes, we and we love our volunteers. We try to make sure that everyone has a good time. Pride is a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you do that and you feel like you really want to get involved, we do have a couple open board positions at the moment. So if you really want to get involved with Pride and think you want to be involved in the decision-making process and all that type of jazz, talk to one of the board members. And after Pride is over and we can all breathe a little bit, we'll be going into, the next round of kind of board elections and officer selection, all that type of stuff. But we definitely want to get more and more people involved in Pride because it'll make all of our lives a little bit easier.
Absolutely.
We can spread the workload around.
Absolutely.
And that's the best way for us to grow Pride. So if
Right.
you really want to see Pride get bigger and better, do other things, largely we are limited not so much by money as we are by time.
Right.
Everyone on the board is a volunteer, and we all have real full-time jobs that we have to do. So
Right.
the number of events that we can have and the diversity of events that we can have is limited more by our ability to actually get them done with time than it is by any will or financial issues. So if you got the time and energy, come on down, give us a hand. We would love to have you involved.
You have a position or two positions open on the board. Am I correct?
3, actually.
3, actually. What type of individual are you looking for to fill those positions?
We don't have specific requirements for the board.
Mm-hmm.
Largely, the biggest thing that you need to be on the board is the ability to come to the meetings. So we have one board meeting a month on Thursday evenings, and really just the strong communication skills, because we have to do a lot of email and text back and forth to make sure that everything's getting done, and really just the time to devote to it.
Okay.
That's really the number one qualification. And if you bring a particular skill, if you're an accountant to think that, you could help us with, keeping track of everything, or you've got connections in the fundraising world, or you're a graphic designer, or whatever it may be, the board is a diverse group of folks, and we'd love to have you and bring your skills with you, especially if you happen to be a pro at the web design element of things, or you're a social media guru.
Yeah.
We need that kind of badly at this point in the process.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. And maybe there's someone out there listening that may be interested and that can really
That's great.
help you guys.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you that for those that are interested in setting up a booth, and I just want you to know that Kim and I really plan to be down there next year to advertise our podcast more to those that attend Pride Fest. We're so sorry that we didn't get to do that this year. But if someone wanted to set up a booth, how do you do that?
You go to our website, knoxvillepridefest.com or just knoxpride.com, And there's a link for vendor information, and right there is booth signups. And you can pay for it online. It fills out a form that tells us like what you need, if you need power and water and all that type of jazz.
Okay.
And we'll be taking those signups either until we're full or till about a week and a half before Pride. So there's still a little window of time there if you're really wanting to get into this year's Pride Fest. Go in there, sign up, and we'll fit you in.
Awesome.
I'll update the site if we run out of space. I'll make that very clear so that everyone can see. But usually we've got enough room to take people up until almost the last minute.
Very
Okay, that's great. That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
that's great.
Okay, that's
great.
good to know.
Now, before we end the show, Ben, I wanted to ask you if you'd like to take some time and thank some sponsors that have supported Gay Pride throughout the years.
Or individuals. Anybody you would like
Anybody.
to take a minute and thank.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of great sponsors. Some of them have been with us for a long time. Some of them are new this year. We've got Grayson Subaru, who has been a big supporter for several years now, and we're really glad to have them back with us. Girl Groove, which is run by the wonderful Miss Catherine Weeks, who used to be on the board for Pride and was a great contributor to the entertainment selection process and running the show. She'll be back for Pride this year, but unfortunately she had to move away from Knoxville.
I know.
Knoxville News Sentinel and Go Knoxville are sponsoring us this year, and I'll stick a plug in there that they've also set us up with their mobile app. So if you download the Go Knoxville mobile app, you can get the up-to-date event list, and all of the entertainment schedule for the day is all in there. And if anything changes, we'll update that app. So if you're looking for the latest and greatest on what's happening and exactly when, please check out their application. The Edge Knoxville, one of our local gay bars, they hold fundraisers for us all the time with Jeff Hamby and company down there. We're really glad to have them around. Cherokee Distributing provides us all with cold, frosty beverages the day of Pride, and they donate a lot of product and time and energy just to make sure that all that happens. We love to have them. Starbucks has been a big sponsor. They show up every year and give everyone non-alcoholic cold, frosty beverages, which is nice. They always have their little Frappuccino machine set up and have a great time. Dr. John Law, local physician, and an all-around great guy. If you're a PHP here in Knoxville, please check him out. Out and About Nashville sponsor, one of our larger out-of-town folks. They run a little very LGBT-focused gay newspaper in Nashville. It's distributed here as well.
Yeah.
Christopher's, one of our other gay bars here in town. Positively Living and Project ACT have been big supporters for a very long time and do a great job with some of the stuff they do. The Hampton Inn and the Hilton Garden Inn we talked about as our host sponsors. And those are some of our big ones, along with our beverage sponsors of Rex Goliath Wine, Coors Light, 360 Vodka, Agua, Jack Daniels, of course, and Blue Moon.
Wow.
Big sponsors this year. And we want to thank all of our sponsors. I didn't necessarily have time to get to everybody there, but we really do appreciate everyone's support to make Pride success.
You were making me thirsty there for a minute.
Good. Come on down and drink it, and then you can flake that thirst.
All righty.
Absolutely. We are so thankful to have you on the show, Ben. We know you're a very, very busy man, and we look forward to seeing you at Gay Pride and some of the events this year. Before I go, I'd like to say to my lovely wife, I love you.
I love you more.
That's the end of our show. Don't you dare leave without going to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Ciao, baby.